Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is gonna be quite different from my usual stuff. You might recognize where I am, and especially those two big rock slabs behind me. Well, I rode down it on my mountain bike and it was illegal. I got in trouble. I shouldn't have done it, but in this video I'm gonna explain you the full story of what happened. So let's dive into it. So you may have guessed correctly, I am in Moab, Utah, here in the United States, in a place called the Sand Flat Recreational Area. And Moab is known worldwide for off-road motorsports. It's absolutely insane, the number of jeeps, razor, quads, dirt bike, trucks, you name it, that go over rocks, down rocks. You probably have seen a ton of videos, including images from the famous Lion's Back. So it's basically a massive rock slab. It's kind of a spine where car goes up or down. I think it might be closed now though, because there was a fatality a few years ago, but I'm pretty sure I have seen images in a commercial. Maybe it was for the new Ford Bronco. I'm not sure, let me know in the comment below. But anyway, it's also a hotspot for mountain biking, and for as long as I can remember, I have seen photos in magazine and video of Moab, Utah, and people come from all over the place to experience the rocks, but also the views. So exactly a year ago, I flew from Vancouver to Salt Lake City, drove to Park City to see my partner's backcountry. I rode around, and then I made my way to Moab for the very first time to join Propane, because they were doing a demo event called Outer Bike, where people can come demo bikes from different brands, including obviously Propane, which is my bike sponsor. So I was there to just hang out, but also ride Moab for the first time. I was super excited. Especially, I had one feature in mind that I wanted to check out, which is the big rock behind me. And this was first ridden by Kenny Smith about 15 years ago. And I remember it because it was a poster from, I believe, SRAM. It was a crazy photo. It looked absolutely vertical from where the photo was taken. And I wanted to check it out. I had no idea at this moment that it was forbidden. So I ended up finding the feature fairly easily because it's right next to the road. So I get my bike ready, start to hike up, and then I see this. So it's a sign that says no bikes. Most people with alpha brain will have turned around, but the way I saw it was, since Moab is so popular, it's pretty so people don't get injured riding down this. If you end up falling, you very well could die. So I thought it was just for liability. I consider myself a pretty good rider, and I know I'm very capable to ride this well. This is like my specialty on the bike, so it kind of says my name all over the place. But I also looked at the potential environmental impact, and the way I saw it, this is a big rock, there is off-roading all over the place, so surely it's not because of an environmental concern. And then you finish on a man-made ditch that probably gets flooded all the time with the heavy rain around here. So I didn't think much of it, and I decided to go up and ride it. So I'm going to show you the feature from the top, but look at the exposure on the cliff. It's about 100 feet. I should have never done it, not because it's dangerous, but because it's illegal. But before I finish the story, let's go on top and see a little bit of how it looks like. We are on top of the feature, and I ended up starting exactly right here. I walked the line, felt very confident in doing it. I rode it the first time slow to have a good understanding of the grip of the feature, as I normally would do. And then I wanted to stand out from the previous people who have ridden it. I thought about doing a nose manual, but I would not have been able to do it a way that I was happy with. So I chose to ride the feature as fast as possible. And I think it's probably why the video stand out. It's because I was going extremely fast. But then I looked around me, and right there, I thought maybe I could ride this line. This is the second feature. As you can see, it is very narrow and it is much steeper than the other one. There is huge step on the rock which create like massive compression. Then you have to turn, it's off camber, you've got a narrow and technical run out, whereas the original feature has got a flat rock slab as an exit, which makes it easier. I definitely thought that no one had done that before, but I felt very confident in my abilities to do it. I had a brand new set of tires. I had a Maxxis Assegai with 3C grip on the front and a DHR2 on the back, also with 3C grip. The first time I've done it, I thought it was gonna be very difficult, but I completely underestimated the feature. It was way gnarlier than I thought, and I was borderline. So I wanted to do it 2 more times, and actually it just got worse as I did it, and mostly because my tire was starting to wear out just from doing this 3 times, so I was losing performance. And it was insanely gnarly, but the video didn't get nearly as much views as the other one, because that's how social media works these days. Okay, drop! Hell yeah! Woo! How was that? That's gnarly. The compressions, like. Oh yeah. So after I was done riding these 2 features, I went back to Canada. I posted the video, and that's when I realized, well, I should have never ridden that, because it was illegal, and I definitely upsetted the local community. I received a few negative comments as well as messages on why I shouldn't be promoting off-trail riding here in Moab, and I completely understand why. I'm doing this video to apologize, but also to educate people who visit Moab on why it's important to stick to the trails. And the main reason is to protect the landscape. So what to me was dirt and sand, because it's right next to the road and it's been used to build up the road, is actually called cryptobionic soil, and it takes hundreds of years to regenerate, and this is why it should be protected, so everybody gets to enjoy the nature the way we found it. Following this, I received an email from the BLM, which stands for Bureau of Land Management. It is a federal organization that takes care of this location. I knew I was in the wrong, so I didn't want to just ignore the message. I hopped on a call with Cody, which is the manager of this place. We had a long chat, and he explained me why what I had done was wrong and what could be the consequences. A big fine, a court appearance, and go as far as banning me from the United States, which is obviously not something I would have wanted to do. And I wanted to help, and following the conversation, we decided that if we just delayed the video, well, everybody had already seen them. So instead, we decided to update the caption, so people will realize that, hey, this is illegal and there is consequences for this. And also the reason it's illegal is because this and that. So that's what we did. I also made a post on Instagram stating the situation, and also decided that if I come back to Moab, I could do an informative video like what I'm doing right now to hopefully educate people and prevent anyone to ride on that. Also, the BLM had to drill the rock to put that sign right in the middle to make sure that physically no one can ride that feature again, and I'm definitely not proud of it. So now that's it for the story part. I'm gonna take you on a little ride on Slick Rock, which is located right behind, and let's go. Slick Rock. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's windy.